What's up, everybody? Iojiki here. Welcome to Game Jumping, the show where an assessness is okay. Today we are back to streaming. It's been about a month and a half of hiatus for me, but we are back because today is the Magic the Gathering IKORIA streamer event, which is something I always look forward to. Huge shout out to Wizards of the Coast for supplying me with a fully stacked account with like tons of gems and like crazy amounts of all the cards, like as much wild cards as I could possibly want. Like we got 10,000 wild cards, we can craft everything. So we're going to play a lot of IKORIA today. So huge shout outs to them for that. What we are probably going to be doing today, after I make sure that my audio is all good, it looks like it's fine. Right. So what we're going to do today is probably for the first little bit, usually how I run these, if you guys have seen my previous release videos, I've done the past few of these streamer events. So on my YouTube, we have, whatever the past 3 sets were that we did, and this one's no different. What we're going to do probably is for the first bit do some sealed events or some limited, and then kind of get a feel for the set as a whole and how it plays mechanically, and then in the later part of the stream probably do some kind of constructed play if we like what we have. I have a couple of deck ideas, but I kind of give people like the first part of it to think of any new deck ideas if they have any, and then go from there. So one new thing I did want to point out that they're adding to IKORIA, or with IKORIA, that you can actually play in this build is the Premier Draft. So this is basically draft, but you can play it with player draft. So they have timers, they have player drafts and stuff. I'm not a huge drafter. I'm not very good at it. So we might take a look at this during our sealed little bit. And this is something pretty cool too. Limited time offer. While you're playing this until May 21st, each entry into this, you get a Godzilla series monster card style. So if you aren't familiar with IKORIA, basically Wizards of the Coast teamed up with Toho, which is the creators of like Godzilla and Mothra and all that, those kind of movie monsters. And they basically have cards within the set. They have like alternate art for the cards that you can play. So you can play like Godzilla that is a reskin of a different card. So that's in the paper Magic as well. So very cool stuff. Might take a look at this in a little bit, but first I want to just jump into the sealed IKORIA because I feel like that's the best way to get a gauge on the set as a whole. So we're going to do that. I'm going to make sure that all of my settings are good. It looks like they are. It's been a bit since I've streamed, so let's go ahead and jump in here. So we did get a monster themed. We got Ghidorah, King of Cosmos. So this is kind of what I mean. You can kind of see these are cosmetics for it. So Ghidorah, the text is up at the top, but then you also have underneath it a Luna Apex of Wishes is the actual Magic card. So this is kind of like a skin for it. So let's go ahead and open and see what we get. I'll kind of go through like the mechanics of IKORIA as we're playing through it, just because there's a few new mechanics that we need to go with. So first off, we have our rares in the packs. Crystalline Giant also combos well with Azoth really well. This is pretty cool, and these we can slot in anything. So this is at the beginning of combat. On your turn you get a counter. Something new that they introduced into IKORIA is the idea of more than just +1/+1 counters or -1/-1 counters or whatever. They have like hexproof counters or lifelink counters or menace counters. So like the keyword counters are pretty cool. And then Azoth, whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, you put those counters on Azoth. So it kind of combos with Crystalline Giant, which is actually really neat. And then you can move it to another creature, all the counters. So Yadaro is kind of cool. Maybe play a red deck in here. We also have Mythos of Vardok. We could play it for the red. We're not going to probably be able to play it for the blue and the white effect, but these Mythoses are really cool because they can be played monocolored, but if you're playing them in 3-colored and you pay those costs, you get an additional effect. So this one is 5 damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or players. So 4 mana, 5 damage split. It's not the worst, so it'd probably be enough maybe to include it in a red deck. And if blue and white was spent to cast a spell until the end of your next turn, those permanents can't attack or block, so that's kind of cool. Offspring's Revenge enchantment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile target red, white, or black creature card from your graveyard, except a token. Create a token that's a copy of the card except it's 1/1 gains haste. So that's kind of neat. Doesn't really combo with Yadaro that well. But we can see what other kind of creatures we have. There's like big creatures in this set. So, and then Genesis Ultimatum. Love this card. First off, playing any of the ultimatums is probably possible, and I feel like I should run it. It's red, blue, and green, so we wouldn't be able to play Offspring's Revenge as well, but we could play a Genesis Ultimatum type deck. So let's go and see what color support we have for this. So I'm not going to go through all of the cards. I'm just going to kind of skim and then kind of go through with the colors that we have. But like, Solid Footing. So they have some small creatures, but they also have like bigger creatures. And then they have Mutate, which is the new keyword. So Mutate, basically, you can cast it for its Mutate cost instead of for its converted mana cost. And then it allows you to put the card either above or below the card on. Let me go ahead and switch this here. You can put it above or below a card that's already on the battlefield, a non-human creature. And it'll mutate it, so whatever card is on top is the converted mana cost and power and toughness of the creature, and I think the creature types as well, and then everything below it is like everything in the ability box is what is on the creature. So if this is above, it's a Majestic Oricorn with Vigilance, and whenever it mutates you gain 4 life, and then whatever else was on before. So if you put it on the Volapkeet, say you had the Majestic Oricorn on top, and then you had the Volapkeet below, then it would also have flying, and we get a +1/+1 counter whenever it mutates. So pretty cool stuff. I don't know how it's going to play, but on paper I like it. So let's see. We do have some blue stuff, blue support. So that's kind of cool. Anticipate and stuff. Those are kind of good. There's the Cycling Escape Protocol. Nice. So that's you can kind of blink something when you cycle. Let's go. Starting Development. I don't know how good Starting Development is going to be because it turns a creature until end of turn a 4/4, right? But it doesn't lose abilities or anything. It just becomes a 4/4. And with Mutate, I don't know if that's going to be good enough. So we'll see. 1/6 with Flash. Capture Sphere is going to be pretty good, I would imagine. Capture if there's big Mutate creatures, that'd be kind of cool. Convolute, some counter magic. You know me, I don't like playing with counter magic a whole lot. Sometimes I have to, but usually it's just to protect my own stuff. I don't really like to play it offensively. That's a big boy. 7/7 mutate. When he mutates, tap up to X target creatures, where X is the number of times this creature has mutated. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap step. So at worst, this is tap 1, right? It's not bad. Okay, we want to throw in. Unless we do have red support, I think, yeah, so we'll probably be fine with that. I mean, a 4/2 might be good enough. Double strike until end of turn seems really spicy. I'm going to just kind of skim through black because I don't want to, like, discount it, but it's, yeah, enters battlefield, destroy target creature with self damage this turn. That's kind of going to be huge. I obviously value removal quite a bit in here, so this one is if you target minutes, gain control of target creature until end of turn. Ooh, that might be really cool. I'm picturing people are going to want to try and mutate. I'm not sure, so this could be really cool to just like smash in for something. I don't know. This gets a trample counter or a menace counter on it. That's kind of neat. You can technically untap it with the companion card. All right, so I want to try Yadaro. I want to try him. He seems fun. What else do we have? We have for our gold cards. Gold cards are really sweet right now. Zenith Flare. I tried it in passing. I don't think it's going to work. I really kind of want to play Genesis Ultimatum in the deck. I know it's kind of like a pipe dream, but like whatever. Oh, what's up, Ray? Yeah, I always love threat effects as well. So I'm definitely going to play Azoth and Crystalline Giant because I want to see that combo work. Probably unlikely, but we're going to do it. Offspring's Revenge, I don't know if we can make work in Sealed. I feel like Offspring's Revenge is something that maybe we could build around, so I'm not going to do that. So right now we're in Rug, we're in Teamer colors. So let's just filter this and make the best with it. All right, so Capture Sphere I think is good for removal. It's like a pseudo removal sort of thing. So I think that's good. You know, they attack, we flashing Capture Sphere. I think that's good enough. We don't have a whole lot of cycling yet, so maybe not trying to Singer. I do kind of like the Tentative Connection. It's not really a removal effect, but it's like a good enough maybe. Wilt, destroy target artifact or enchantment. I don't know how many enchantments are. Thwart the enemy could be kind of interesting too, but it's only like a slow thing. We probably do want to have some ramp. We can play Titaneth Rex in here because it's huge, and if we can't play it, we can always put a trample counter on something and cycle it away. So we got Yadaro and Titaneth Rex, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Titaneth Rex is not legendary, so unfortunately we didn't get a lot of other ones on that. Greater Sandworm can't be blocked by creatures power 2 or less. Only relevant, I feel, if our opponent's playing like a human deck. So maybe good enough. Again, it's weird with the set. The Almighty Brushwag. Do we have that one? Yeah, we do. The Almighty Brushwag. Nice. I don't know if that's going to be good enough. I mean, it could be if we mutate onto it. It could be good enough. It's got trample. Let's throw it in. But yeah, what I was saying is like one thing that's really messing with my head is when I play like sealed events normally, I feel like I need to curve out like slowly, but this deck is so on the top end of the curve, so it's kind of like hard to wrap my head around not just picking the lower cards and stuff. So Evolving Wilds will probably be good enough to include in here just for some fixing, so I'm glad we got one of those. This gives Vigilance a reach counter. We kind of want to play around with the counters with Azoth, so that's not bad. It's 3/5. You can do a 3/5 with reach. Is pretty good as stopping flyers, at least. Trying to imagine there's a Sharknado card, so if the opponent gets some sharks out there. Monster Step is interesting. See, it's weird because I'm evaluating most of these sorceries and stuff different because they have cycling on them. So this is a 2/4 with Vigilance for 3 that you can gain life for each creature you control with Vigilance. That kind of combos with this guy that has the Vigilance counter. Who else has Vigilance? Nobody. Because we need some more. Crystalline Giant can get Vigilance. Can have a Vigilance counter. We just need some more dudes, I believe. I actually don't have a whole lot of Humble Naturalist. Some ramp seems pretty good. Adventurous Impulse can find land. This is like mutate. I don't know how many mutate stuff we have. Mythos of Vardock I'm going to include just because it is 5 damage for 4, which could be enough. It could be a finisher if we need to. Yeah, we actually don't have a whole lot of mutate in this deck. We have some mutate with the blue. This becomes a dinosaur when you cycle a card. This is a 4/2 for 3, which could be okay. 3 more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard, it gets double strike. It seems like it could be good enough. Especially because we have Tentative Connection, Genesis Ultimatum. There's another green and Simic Mutator. Oh, right, I forgot we were playing Simic. Oh yeah, Trumpeting Gnar. So yeah. Okay, yeah, let's throw him. And then, let's see, what else do we have here? We have a green Mutator. All right, Migratory Greathorn. Whenever this creature mutates, search your library for a basic land card. That seems pretty good. You can pay for 3. That's awesome, actually. So we could do Brushwag for 2, and then, or like Brushwag, Humble Naturalist, and then on 3 you could do Migratory Greathorn, mutating on either of them. Search for a land. Seems pretty good. We're kind of doing like a ramp. I guess we can throw in Essence Symbiote. That's pretty good for a 2 slot in there. 2/4 with Vigilance. This kind of combos with this Vigilance boy. So let's put him in there. Interesting. I didn't know this Savai Thundermane was a card. I have a cycling deck that I was messing around with. Savai Thundermane is kind of interesting, though I don't want to pay 2 every time I do 2 damage. I'd rather kind of just ping for free, so. Not on the Naturalist. I mean, you could do it on the Naturalist if you. Oh yeah, it's human. Never mind. That's gonna trip. I'm sure that I'm not the only one that's gonna get tripped up by that, because you're like, oh, I can mutate. It's like Bestow, right? You can just put it on any creature. Yeah, it's gonna mess with me a little bit. All right, let's look at some blue. I'm gonna add cards in that I like. So what I usually do is add cards in I like and then take away. Starting development again. I wish was cooler for me. I wish it read and they lose all abilities or something. That would have been great for me, but I'm worried about mutate and stuff like that. Maybe 4/4 is enough. I don't know. I like this crab. It's pretty good. 1/6 flash. This is draw 2 cards. We control a human creature and a non-human creature. Okay. Counter magic. Anticipate. If we need, I don't know if we need the card draw. That's the thing. Anticipate's good, but Turn a Stinger. Let's see. Deals damage to target creature or player equal to the number of instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard. Again, I don't know how many we're running with that. At worst, this is 0 damage, right? Doesn't feel good. Footfall Crater could be good, but again, we have... I don't know how good Footfall Crater is going to be, to be honest. Frenzied Raptor might just be good enough. This is probably good. It's a 4/3 for 4 with a Menace or Trample counter. Lava Serpent is a 5/5 with haste, and we could cycle early if we need to. Also, Big Leviathan. We could probably throw in this Mutate to tap creatures. Yeah, let's throw that in. So we have 40 cards out right now. Minus the lands, which we haven't really messed with, but I feel like we're going to need the lands. That's the thing. Channeled Force. No. I mean, I'm not mad about this deck right now. The only thing that we maybe is a Frenzied Raptor, but it's only a 4/2. How many creatures do we have? Let's see. So we have 16 creatures, 7 non-creatures. That's kind of right around where I usually like to be. I like to be like 7 or 8 non-creature spells and then the rest creatures. We don't have any creatures really. We have trample a lot. We don't have lots of evasion. The non-creatures that we do have are like steal effect if they have like a big boy, or deal 5 damage. Capture sphere is our removal. Like we have about as much removal as we can. Azoth is the only non-creature, but it plays well with our deck. So technically we really have like 6 creatures or 6 non-creatures, because Azoth is kind of like a flex thing. And I'm not really seeing any other removal. The only thing is we have Convolute, right, which we could use as like a proactive removal. But again, I'm not really a proactive player. I'm more of like a reactive player. So type of 2 dark creatures. We could do Frostveil Ambush, but 5 just feels so bad. But it's kind of like pseudo removal. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to take a lot of time just to try and figure this out. You know what? We should probably just go with it. We should probably just play with this deck and then kind of get a feel for it, and then just kind of go for that. So yeah, let's just do that. Let's just play and see how bad this is. So this can only end well, right? So again, huge shout out to all the people that I'm playing against today, as they all got hooked up with Wizards accounts as well. Got sweet lands in here. Yeah, Yadaro we can do on turn 2. We can do turn 2 cycle Yadaro. I'm kind of cool with this. Yeah, sure. Let's keep it. It's not the worst. Love this board. This board is great. Oh, and he's got a companion of Lurrus the Dream Den, which means he only has 2 or less in everything in here. So he's going to be playing weak dudes, like small boys. Ooh, alert Heat Bonder too. That's good for turn 3. To hopefully stop some of this stuff. Okay. All right, so let's play that. So we do have that worm that can't be blocked by creatures power 2 or less. So that might help us. I didn't expect to see a companion come in, to be honest, this early. Okay, we're going to pass and cycle this at the end of turn. Turn 3, we can play Heat Bonder. So he's going to be cycling Shredded Sails. That's good. We don't want to destroy that artifact. There's Lurrus. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and cycle this. I think we do need to play... Oh, we can't even play Heat Bonder. We need another forest, so I guess we're going to play Naturalist here. Yeah, hopefully I get another green. If not, then at least next turn we could play like Girafid if we want as another blocker. My goal is that we can play enough bodies to block, you know. That sucks. But thankfully you use Dire Tactics on this. So, Tentative Connection, we could steal something. I'm kind of thinking, what do we want on Crystalline Giant here? Probably First Strike counter. Alternatively, Hexproof would be pretty good. I'm kind of thinking Hexproof first. Oh, it's at random? Okay, well, let's spin the... Random is my favorite mechanic. It's flying. I was hoping we could choose. That would have been so good. That would have made it probably broken, though, so... I'm fine with that. It's still a 3-3 body. I can probably block something, maybe. Unless he's got removal. I imagine he's playing removal. He doesn't have a whole lot of cards in hand. So if we can waste out the cards and kind of weather through this, I think we can get it better, like back on the backswing. Also, if we get another land, like we're getting close to being able to mutate onto him, which would be really good. Yeah, we're not going to block the Flourishing Fox. We're going to end up taking 5 here. Because he could just cycle in response to kill the giant. So this way our Crystalline Giant probably survives. He'll be able to get back Whisper Squad, I think. Okay, so we got a land. And we can play Jirfid. Probably with the vigilance counter would probably be the best one. We could do this combo right here. No, we don't want to do that. Okay, we'll play him. And we're going to play vigilance counter because he doesn't have a flyer right now. Yes, he's got hexproof. I don't feel like we can make an attack here, though. That's the problem. So I think we're gonna do no attacks. This might come back to bite me, but if we can get one more land, we can mutate Archipelagore onto Crystalline Giant, which would be really sick. Also, if we get another green, we can play Heat Bonder. There's nothing I really want a tentative connection, unless I need to get in for the damage. Getting Lurrus would kind of be okay, though. Cycling go for the blood. One permanent card with 2 or less. We don't have any of that yet, so. General's Enforcer. Okay, legendary humans. Yeah. Okay, so we have a mountain. So we can Archipelagore. I think we want to probably Archipelagore Lurrus. Let's try it. Yeah, why not? Let's try it. Alternatively, we could Archipelagore them, but he doesn't have vigilance, so. Actually, this is tough. I'm gonna do Archipelagore. We're gonna cast with Mutate. Target him. We're gonna make him a space 7/7. And we're gonna tap down probably Lurrus. What do you get? Menace? I mean, that feels cool. Okay, we're gonna kill the Flourishing Fox here. This is risky because now we're tapped out. So we could take 3 damage here at the minimum. Archipelago is going to get swole, though. If it gets a vigilance counter, it's going to be good. I think it just swings for 3 here. I probably need to keep Archipelago on defense, and I probably should have just kept him on defense last turn, but I got greedy. Capture Sphere is good. Probably need to Capture Sphere Luris, to be honest. Well, it doesn't matter. Okay. I mean, I think I'm dead here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a menace counter on him. Go to combat. Oh, he does have vigilance now. Sweet. Yeah, I don't think we have anything we can do here. I think they're going to overwhelm us. Unless the Archipelago got lifelink next turn, but I even still, I think it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. We could probably, if we block these 2, we could take 3. Unless he has a cycling card. If he cycles with Flourishing Fox, we lose anyway. If he swings all out. Well, we'll do the blocks, and then if he has a cycling card, that's going to be it anyway. So this is the only thing that we can do. So if he has a cycling card, he just has it anyway. Oh, that works too. Cool. I do gotta say, mutating onto Crystalline Giant feels real good. So, and getting that hexproof was pretty clutch too. I don't think that we really learned anything enough from that. So let's go ahead and play another one. If we would have gotten one of the mythos that we had, we probably could have dealt with some of that. But like that mutate felt real good to play. Also, Crystalline Giant, I was kind of unsure with when I was looking at the reveals. I was kind of like, it's random sort of ability, but like it stacks up, especially if you get something like hexproof that they can't deal with. Well, I'm going to keep the Crystalline Giant because we know how good that is. And then this isn't going to get swole, but we can do Titaneth Rex onto Crystalline Giant if we want. And if we cycle Titaneth Rex on a Crystalline Giant, then we will not be able to hit the trample counter and maybe get we're going some big brain here. All right, let's keep it. It's playable. We actually can't even cycle the Titaneth Rex until we get a forest. So, this guy's got Lutri. Interesting. We didn't get any companion to build around during the sealed. I'm interested in these people who are playing these companions during the sealed event. Lutri seems probably like the easiest to build around in a sealed, but not sure. Okay, let's let's play that. I'm kind of glad this doesn't get a haste counter. Oh, that's pretty good. All right, so we're gonna end the turn. That means we can cycle Yadaro on turn 2. Oh, it's Baby Godzilla Ruin Reborn. Nice. What an effect. Whenever you cast a creature spell, if it has mutate, draw a card, discard a card. Alright, let's go ahead and cycle Yadaro. Oh my god, we redrew Yadaro. I'm gonna play Crystalline Giant though, because we can't go for the dream yet. Oh, and it's got First Strike. Well, I have to make a Crystalline Giant deck. Fertilid, love to see Fertilid come back. Love that card. Okay, there's that. We could do Capture Sphere, Spellier Wolverine. We could also just cycle Yadaro. I think we wait. We could Capture Sphere something. Or cycle. Yeah, let's do that. Go to combat. Oh, it has flying and First Strike now. It's getting some good damage in, but it also de-incentivizes attacking. I think we're gonna get the damage in while we can. Normally I like to play very cautious and like hold back on blockers and stuff, but like he could just remove it. We don't have hexproof yet, so the Fertilid's pretty sweet to get some basic lands. Yep, seems good. He's gonna ramp. Gonna hopefully ramp harder. See if he gets in for the 2 damage. Yep, because he can't block it anyway, so. Okay, let's go ahead and cycle this again. Oh, we drew another cycling card. Unfortunately, we can't play it. We can play Spellier Wolverine, though, and then cycle Greater Sandworm. Again, if we can't draw it, we might as well play it, you know what I mean? Go to combat. Ooh, now it has Death Touch. That's First Strike Death Touch is really attractive to keep on the back. I'm gonna no attacks. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. I want to mutate onto this thing so bad. I'd really like it to get hexproof before I mutate on it, though. Okay, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, do a thing. That's probably a good Capture Sphere target. We also want to like try and save Capture Sphere for a big dude, like if he mutates or something. Obviously, he's not going to attack here because we have First Strike and Death Touch. So let's go ahead and cycle that. Not really drawing any forests, which is disconcerting. Oh, we can mutate Trumpeting Gnar on. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. It doesn't really matter at this point. Let's just put it under. What did he get? Vigilance. There we go. Man, Crystalline Giant putting in some work. It's obviously, it's going to get removed soon, I'm sure. I like the fact that this has like crystals on the side of the card. Okay, so it's mutating on something. May discard a card and draw a card. So we need to capture sphere that. It's going to make it a 5/4 with reach. That's going to make it very difficult for us to attack with our giant. Chances are he's going to hold it back as a blocker for the giant. Yep. It's kind of interesting that it stacks, like, you can see mutations and it lists the mutations on it. Instead, I thought that we're going to visually stack it, but it kind of just shows it on the card. You can see mutations, Pyratops, and then lists all the abilities. Look at these abilities. Popping in Lutri here. Just as a blocker, it looks like. Oh my god, it's Archipelagor. Do we go for the greed play? I think we go greedy and I just mutate Archipelagor onto him. And then we attack and force him to block. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Yeah, put him over. Let's go ahead and tap that and that. Sure. Look at that thing. What did it even get? It got lifelink. Okay. I didn't even know what counter it got. I didn't even care. I didn't even care what counter it got. Look, he's got that. Whatever. We'll capture it. Got trample. Oh my gosh, that's so satisfying. Oh. Dude, it was a thing of beauty. That was so good. So now we have to think of we need to think of a mutate deck that utilizes the crystal boy, because that is, I didn't even think, you know, when I was reading the spoilers, I saw the crystal giant and I was kind of like, for some reason didn't process that it could be a mutate target. I didn't even think about it. I do need forests in this deck. I feel like I'm running enough forests. I have an evolving wilds that I didn't draw. I guess I could tweak the forests, but I guess we'll try one more. See, because like I've only drawn, out of 2 games I've only drawn 1 forest, so it's kind of a bummer. But there's a forest. I should probably keep it. And we got crystalline giant again. Yes. All right, we're gonna keep it. I really hope that my crystalline giant doesn't ever get removed, because it's really been the VIP of any of the, like, all of it. All right. So we're gonna cycle Yadaro again. Cycle him. All right. Hopefully he doesn't have a removal or a counter. And it gets trample. I really needed to get hexproof like as soon as possible, because I'm afraid of it getting removed. It's probably going to get removed here soon. We've had too much good luck with it. It's like a run, but that's fine. it's been fun. It's also the first guy that we've played that hasn't had a companion, so. Yeah. All right, it's a Helica glider. Looks like it's getting a flying counter. We can play a mountain. Tentative connection seems kind of pointless here. Critter Sandworm. We're going to probably just play Spell Eater. Wolverine. We want to save Capture Sphere. Ooh, Lifelink. Trample and Lifelink. Let's go ahead and attack. Gotta get the damage in there right now because it's not protected by hexproof or anything. Yeah, that's the problem. The thing is, we could tentative connection our crystalline giant though, and just make it bigger if we wanted. So that's cool. Or attack with it at least the once. If it got vigilance, then I think what we would do is tentative connection it to untap it. So let's see, because it's still going to get counters. So let's go ahead and go to combat. It has flying now. We'll attack. I'd love to play Greater Sandworm, but we haven't drawn another forest. So I might just cycle it and then draw the forest off of it. Yeah, if as soon as Crystalline Giant gets a vigilance counter, I think we will go ahead and tentative it. Unless somebody has played another thing. Like a big dude that we want to smash face with. Otherwise, Crystalline Giant is just like super worth it. Especially if we can mutate. Okay, so Frost Link's coming in. Tap target creature and opponent controls that creature doesn't tap during its next step. Okay, it's fine. Playing a little bit of a control game. Okay, that's fine. I'm probably going to cycle the Sandworm just because we don't have a forest right now, and even if I draw into a forest, it's still drawing another card that's going to get us there. Okay, 2 attackers. He's going to hit us for 2. It's fine. Got a little bit of a life buffer from the Crystalline Giant. Let's go ahead and cycle him. Okay, it's not bad. Not the worst, but not bad. We'll go ahead and give him a reach counter. And he has first strike now. Again, I guess what I can do now that he has first strike is tentative connection him. Whoa. That's pretty good. So we want to play Naturalist. And then I guess what we'll do is we'll tentative connection him. If he gets vigilance, great. If not, then we can block with him. Yep. And it has death touch now. Still doesn't have hexproof, sadly, or vigilance, so we can't really surprise him when we get hexproof or vigilance, which would have been great to have before doing the connection. Because I feel like the connection play is like a 2000 IQ kind of play. But of course, you have like more frost links and stuff. Okay, destroy target artifact. See, again, that wasn't even a concern for him, but whatever. It would have been great if we would have been able to hold off or get hexproof or something on him before we did that. Okay, so he's mutating. Probably a capture sphere target now. There's another forest. So we can still play this dude and capture sphere. All right. See what he does here with what we capture sphere. He got the rumbling rock slide back to blow something up. Rumbling rock slide, it seems pretty good, and I wish we would have pulled one. Momentum rumbler. Jeez. Okay. So first time it attacks, it'll get first strike and then get double strike. So before we go to attackers, I think we're going to capture sphere that. I'm not too scared about the first strike on the Momentum Rumbler. I'm more scared about the double strike. So Mythos Vardock, we could do 5 damage. I can just take out both of those. I think that's probably good enough. Okay, we'll attack him with those. It's fine. Again, he has Rumbling Rock Slide. It's probably going to kill my Wolverine. That's the most threatening, because it could potentially get double strike as if I play an instant or a sorcery card. He's anticipating. Again, that's something I like, but I don't know if I'd run that in a sealed, just because I feel like there's better slots, like for removal or something I can do. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not the best, sealed player in the world. He's thinking about what he wants to hit with that rock slide, though. The problem is if he hits something with the rock slide, he doesn't develop his board further, right? He still has a tapped creature, he's still going to get hit. So he hits the vigilance. That seems good. We can play that, that's fine. Good combat. Okay, Tigerilla. Yeah. We can capture, spear that end of turn. Hope he doesn't have a response. Yep. Got it. Awesome. Good game, win condition. Love it. Yeah, I'm curious about how many forests we actually have in this deck. Says we have 5. We have the same amount of mountains and forests, so that went so well. Love it. I wish we had one of those rumbling rock cards. Like, that'd be great. We'll probably play a couple more of these guys and then do another sealed. That way we just see more of the cards. As much as I love this deck that we make, we should probably check out more of the cards, kind of cycle through that. So again, if you guys are interested in seeing the draft, I'm not the best drafter, but they do have player drafts implemented. So if you guys want to see the drafts, we can do that. Otherwise, I'll just play sealed for a little bit and then we can do some constructed or something. Or maybe I'll draft on my own time. I'm not sure. I'm not drafting to me feels like I feel so much pressure with drafting. So, yeah. All right. We can at least cycle Sandworm on 2. That's a cat that's gonna hurt after a while. There's an Evolving Wild and an Azoth, which isn't really gonna help us right now. Let's play that. I probably should have played Evolving Wilds, but whatever. We're actually not hurting for lands right now. I'm gonna play him even though I'm not really gonna block with him. I'm gonna threaten a block. Cycle Easy Prey. Okay. I'm not going to block this one. Yeah, probably has some removal, but that's fine. Ideally, I'd like to Trumpeting Gnar onto Spillate or Wolverine. It's not the best play in the world, but it's a play. Also can cycle Titanoth Rex to give something a trample counter, and then the Azoth will just pick up the trample counter. So that's a possibility. Essence Symbiote seems pretty good. All right, let's play Essence Symbiote. Again, I probably should have played Evolving Wilds, but whatever. And then we'll just throw out Azoth here. We'll go in for the attacks. I imagine he has like, I was gonna say imagine he has some response, but I guess he didn't. Interesting, he didn't have any cycling or any of that stuff, so. No blocks. I'll take the 3 again. He's getting a lot of damage for that. All right. I wonder if he's gonna... He didn't counter my Azoth, so maybe he doesn't care about it. One, two, three, four, five. We're almost close to Titanoth Rex. All right, let's mutate. We will mutate onto this guy. Gotta go big, right? Now it's only forest. That's fine. We have at least one of the other colors. I think he's thinking about countering this. Nope. So, here we're gonna put it on top because it'll give it a little bit more defense. It's gonna get a +1/+1 counter. And swing with the dudes. I mean, they're holding something. Oh, there's a Shark Typhoon for 3. Well, damn. Nobody expects the Shark Typhoon. Okay, that's gonna be a problem to deal with. Wow. Okay. Extinction event. Royally screwing me. Right. Wow. Okay. I might have to just cycle Titanoth Rex. I don't think I'm gonna survive that long. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have the mana in hand, but I don't think I'm gonna survive 2 turns or enough turns. And he doesn't even have reach or anything. Okay, when you cycle something, tap a creature. That sucks. I think I'm going to cycle the Titanoth Rex. Alright, well. I probably should have done it before damage, but that's fine. Go ahead and get another island, I guess. Oh, that's pretty good. The tap sucks. Guess we'll just do the 2. Do 3 and 2. I think it's time to retire this deck after this game and try a new one. Oh, General Kudrow. It puts me on a bit of a clock. I need to draw something good. That's not ideal, but it's a thing. Again, if he has cycling, I'm kind of screwed, but we need to hold defenses right now. Snare Tactician seems pretty neat. Like Esper Humans build here. Okay, what is this? Put a lifelink counter on non-human you control. And then he's exiling a thing. Right? There's an Archipelagor that I can mutate onto something. I can mutate it on Spell Eater Wolverine. Again, then we're just playing top deck mode. Again, I could either mutate or I could just play it for a 7/7. Mutate onto the Trampler, but this gets double strike. Ah, that's true. I mean, it's not going to get double strike. All right, let's try it. Oh, he can General Kudrow, that's the thing. If he wants to sacrifice the creatures. He could sacrifice 2 creatures here to kill my Archipelagor. The question is, like, do I attack and push that? Because he can retaliate it. He could just take the damage and then... It doesn't have vigilance, so I don't think that's worth it for me to do. I'd be very surprised if he sacrifices 2 humans here. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that's not going to untap, so I might as well just get in for the damage. Hopefully he doesn't have a Hasty Boy. I'm surprised that he sacrificed, like... I'm surprised that he just killed the creature. Okay, well, we'll bluff with the forest, I guess. That's a bummer. He's got the advantage for the cycling. And he can get in for 2 on his turn. Well, again, now we got too much forest and we're just going to end up getting destroyed here. Again, too many lands. If he draws a cycling card and can tap it, that's kind of the end for us. We'll hold it back just in case, but it's most likely he has a cycling card that he'll... Yep, there it is. Good game. If we'd have drawn anything else besides the lands, we would have been fine. It would have been a win for us, but not much you can do about that. I'm getting screwed. Okay, cool. Let's resign this deck. And then we will go ahead and pick another one. Again, if this was our account, we would totally play it to the end, but Thankfully, this is not our account. It's been provided by Wizards of the Coast, so thank you guys at Wizards of the Coast for giving me a free account. Locked with all of this goodiness, all of these uncommons. Man, I wish I had all of these cards, these wild cards on my account. That would be great. So let's go ahead and play another one. Oh, we got the Space Godzilla Void Invader, aka Death Corona. Speaking of Corona, hope you guys are all safe and staying home. Ragavan Triome is very weirdly formatted on Arena. I wonder if people were confused by the little reminder text that you could tap it for multiple ones. Anyway, Shark Typhoon, Luminous Broodmoth, Skycat Sovereign. Kind of looks like we're playing blue-white, maybe blue-white-black. Ozolith again. Extinction Event was really good. Played against us, so. Luminous Broodmoth is really good. So I think. So it's kind of funny because it wants to return stuff that doesn't have flying. Ominous Seas is pretty good. Man, starting development, we're getting a lot of those. We have 3 of these guys. Shark Typhoon, I love that card. We might be doing a blue, white, black. Red, we got 1 Rumbling Rock Slide, but we don't really have any kind of red support other than that. We have some removal, but I don't think it's super good. Green, again, not the best. What do we have in gold? We have a Tranquil Cove, which would be really good. Skycat Sovereign makes catbirds. I like that. We could play General's Enforcer. Makes dudes. Necropanther. We could play. Farfinder's good. Mysterious Egg. Depending on how much mutate we have. Ooh, this is okay. This is an okay card. All right, let's play Esper. Let's do that. Checkpoint Officer might be good enough to tap down a big dude. Cycling. All right, we want Luminous Broodmoth. Let's throw in the cards we know we want for now. We want Shark Typhoon. We want a kitty. Probably want Necropanther. General's Enforcer seems like a 2/3 for 2 is pretty good. Tranquil Cove and Dismal Backwater we'll throw in. Gloom Pangolin could be good enough. Extinction Event we can run in. Lurking Deadeye could be good too. That's removal. Hemophage has Mutate on it. So that's good. Bastion of Remembrance could be good. It's just a good Punisher. And it makes a dude. So I like that. It's a sacrifice creature, easy prey, destroy target creature with converted mana cost 2 or less. Could be good to target a mutate creature. I really like Ominous Seas, and you guys will see why later, like when we do constructed, because I have a constructed deck that plays with Ominous Seas, and I really like it. The question is, are we drawing enough cards to make it worth? Like, if we get this turn 2, we have to go till turn 10 to get a Kraken. Is it good enough? Maybe. If we cycle any other cards, then that increases it a little bit. So maybe. There's also a mutate. We can do Dreamtail with Ominous Seas. Let's throw it in there. Why not? Do we have 2 Dreamtails? No, we only had 1. This is really like putting cycling in, and then we also have mutate. Vulpikeet seems good enough. Imposing Ventasaur we can throw in with cycling. So I guess the cycling with the draw cards is pretty good. Blade Banish is going to be good enough. Solid Footing seems like a cool build around me card. Since we have cycling in there, let's throw those in. Sanctuary Lockdown, it doesn't seem good enough for me. Other humans. So some of the humans are going to come back in. Some of the Luminous Broodmoth is going to return some creatures. I don't think it's going to return the entire mutated creature, but it'll return some. It'll return, I think, the top card. So that's pretty good. Wingspan Mentor puts a flying counter on something. Ooh, and then you can tap to put a creature. Oh, that's kind of neat. It's kind of interesting because we're playing with humans, but we are also playing with non-humans. It's going to be interesting to balance the mutate out. I think Wingspan Mentor is okay. And Gloom Pangolin might be enough too. Serrated Scorpion could be cool. Savai Silvertooth might be good enough. It seemed to do some work against me. Plus we can mutate onto it. And Gloom Pangolin seems okay. Gloom Pangolin, let's see, it's a 1/5 for 3. And what was the crab? The crab was a 1/6 for 4 with flash. I think we do Gloom Pangolin, Sabertooth, maybe take out 1 card. What are we running here? We only have 5 non-creatures, 19 creatures. Obviously, Extinction Event is a pretty good board wipe. We're kind of playing a very creature-heavy deck. Easy Prey also I should probably include in there, because that seems pretty good. Let's see what we can take out. Probably take out a creature or 2 creatures because we only have 6 non-creatures. One of them is oh, we don't have the Ozolith here, do we? I didn't even look at it. We do have. Oh gosh, I forgot about these. So Ozolith seems pretty good. Except Ozolith isn't really going to get much. And you can get flying counters, but that's about it. We're kind of playing an aggressive, like, rushy deck. With like a Lurking Deadeye top. And then like Ventusaur if we need to play it. But also we can just cycle it. Shark Typhoon. This seems okay. Mysterious Egg seems okay. How many mutates do we have? I can't look for mutates, can I? The thing with Mysterious Egg is like it's good mutate target, but that's about it. They're not going to kill it. You could block, I guess, and then Luminous Broodmoth can bring it back with a +1 or with a flying counter, but it's not going to do anything about that. I think maybe we cut out Sabertooth and Gloom Pangolin. We have a lot of cycling in this deck. Bastion of Remembrance seems okay. So probably keep that in. You could probably Extinction Event. Oh, it's Exile. Never mind. What's our curve? 3.6. It's actually kind of low. We could probably cut off a land. And we want to put in the Evolving Wilds. So what's our... We have 13 white, 5/8. So we can probably cut blue source. Maybe a white source. I think we cut a white source. But we are getting blue from these. But then it only leaves us with 2 blue. Maybe we cut a swamp. We have double whites. We don't have double black. Do we not include Grim Dancer? I kind of want a Grim Dancer in there. So I think what we're going to do is... I think we're going to take out Wingspan Mentor there. Put in Grim Dancer. I kind of like the Unlikely Aid though, because Unlikely Aid seems really good for us pushing. Like we attack Unlikely Aid in. The Grim Dancer's good. I kind of would like to fit in this Unlikely Aid somehow into the deck. So we have cycling, tap cycling, destroy, gets bigger for flyers, legendary humans. We don't really have any legendary humans, but it's a token generator. It's a 2/3, so that's not bad. Bastion Remembrance is going to at least make a blocker that could potentially get us there. Grim Dancer seems good enough. Menace, Death Touch, Lifelink. Necropanther's good. We have a lot of 3 or less. And it's target creature card, so we can get Grim Dancer back, we could get any of those. Omniscience could be good enough. Blade Banish. Yeah, that's good. Power 4 greater. Broodmoth is good. Vulpikeet is good. Plus it gets flying anyway. Extinction Event is good. Hemophage is good. That's removal. The Lurking Deadeyes. I forget that we have that for removal. but it's even better with Unlikely Aid. So I guess we can... I kind of want to keep the Vented Swords for the cycling, though. That's the thing. Like, they're good for cycling. It's just a one mana cycle. So I cut the 2 lands. 18-6 with only 16 lands. Probably a little short on lands. Shark Typhoon is most likely going to be cycled. It's not going to be cast for the high thing. Same with Ventasaur. So really our curve is a little bit deceiving. It's actually mostly like a 4. So I think we could probably be fine with that. And I think we'll just keep... I'm gonna leave out Unlikely Aids for now. We can always run a bit back in or just make a new deck. So let's try this. This will be fun. It's good to just like experiment with these. Like the cool thing about these events especially is like we have all of these cards, so we can play as many seals as we want and try just the different like cards or different, you know, kind of like synergies and stuff out. This seems like okay, except for we have a pretty low land count, which in this low land is going to make me a little bit uneasy. If we draw another one, we can mutate, but we can't play this on turn 2. We would have to cycle that, so let's mull. This is better. We'll keep 6. We're going to put Shark Typhoon on the bottom because we can't play it right away. And then we'll keep with this. Yeah, because we can mutate turn 3. And then turn 4 if we want. Oh, that seems like super aggressive though, but let's do it. Why not? If they have a single removal, we're screwed. But like, let's just play it out. Because we can go General's Enforcer, Vulpikeet, Necropanther. Like, seems cool. Yeah, this seems very aggressive. Oh, it's a human. I can't mutate it. Ah, well, that's the first time we get screwed with that. So you can play Necropanther. Yeah, I think we go to combat here. Play Necropanther. And we can Vulpikeet onto it to give it flying. This is the first time that we've cast a creature with mutate without mutating it. But again, if he like destroys something or whatever, we can mutate onto it to like bring something back. So that's cool. Luminous Broodmoth is probably the play here. Damn, that's a cool effect. That's such a cool effect. I wonder if it has different for the like a different effect for the monster version for Mothra. Yeah, that was this really sweet animation. But again, yeah, I wonder if it's different for Mothra. Wasn't expecting a plummet, but that's fine. So we can attack in and kill it with Lurking Deadeye. Alternatively, we can mutate and just jump something. I kind of think I like the Deadeye play here. But if I attack with both, he's most likely going to kill Necropanther. So what I do is I attack, cancel. We want to go to combat. I'm going to attack in with this guy and see if he blocks. I mean, he's going to be expecting a combat trick. The question is, does he just take the free 2? Yeah, he just takes the free 2. So, and then we can jump Vulpikeet, I think. It's fine. Welcome back. I really like the mutate effect that they get like crystals on the card on the bottom. Ah, he's mutating a reach creature. I think honestly what I do here is, this seems kind of cheeky, but I can extinction event for even, and Necropanther is an odd cost, so it's just gonna stay. And then I don't have to do the lurking Deadeye play. I can attack. Let me see. If I attack with General's Enforcer, let's see if he blocks first. If he does block, we'll lurking Deadeye. If not, we'll extinction event. We're not going to be able to attack with Necropanther, though. That's the only issue with that play. Okay. Even? Speaking of dope animations. That does not have reach, though, so he's on a clock still. That will work. Well, there's Ominous Seas. Oh, I can't play that. Cancel. Bummer. Why don't we have a... Why don't I have a freaking island? All right, we'll flash in Lurking Deadeye at the end of turn. That's a big one. I think I need to cycle Ominous Seas here instead of flashing in Lurking Deadeye, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to kill the thing. Sweet. So let's play Grim Dancer. Gonna have Death Touch and Menace. So that's gonna prevent him from wanting to attack. And then we can cycle Imposing Ventusar at the end of turn. Okay. Cycle. Nice. Should we cycle again? I think we cycle again. Okay. We have him on a clock right now. I'm not gonna block here. my god, we're getting flooded again. I can flash in a blocker for looking Deadeye. It's not ideal, obviously, but we have lethal next turn if... What? Wow. What a blowout, man. It's not going to do us any good holding it in our hand. Like, he knows we don't have a secret. Man, Clash of Titans. Target creature fights another target creature. Well, that's the game. Good game. Damn, that was good. That was a good finish. GG, Bakitu. Baketu. All right, how are we feeling about this deck? Do we want to give it another shot? Let's try one more. I know we only give it one shot there, so let's try one more before we move on to another one. I think maybe we'll play one more sealed. We could try one more sealed and then do some constructed if you guys want to do that. Alternatively, we could try draft, but I'm not a huge draft fan, so I think maybe we'll just do some constructed after that. I think building a mutate deck now is just going to be really cool, but you have to protect it enough. Go Rob VIP. I mean, this is not the worst. We can at least get all the mana that we need. Let's go ahead and get Island. I'd really like to play Shark Typhoon, but I don't know if that's going to be an option. So we'll probably just have to cycle it. We have like our turn 4-5 plays done. If we get to turn 6 and we don't need to cycle Shark Typhoon, we could just play it. Oh, they had Companion. Oh, maybe they didn't have Companion. Sure. We attack in, I guess. Or no, we go no attacks, block. We can block and bring it back with Luminous Broodmoth. We could mutate Heron. It actually doesn't really do anything to Luminous. It's basically pay for a draw card. It would change Drannith Healer quite a bit, but then we want him to die without the flying. So Guess we attack with both and then lurking Deadeye something if we have to. I don't think that does what they think it does. Maybe it does. Okay. It's still flying, right? So they just took 1 extra damage. I think people want this card to read how I think it should read. We'll hit him with that oops. I don't blame you, dude. Resign in disgrace. I don't blame you. I would have probably felt the same way. I'd have been like, oh man, I'm such an idiot. Okay, well that wasn't really a true test, so let's play one more with this deck. And then you guys let me know, do you want to do maybe one more sealed before we go to constructed, or just pop into constructed? So many options. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. I think we can get whatever we need there. My call, you're just vibing? All right. Looking at the time, I think we'll probably go to constructed after this, and then see where we go from there. That's a boot nipper. We're gonna get a swamp with this. Oh. Ouch. I mean, we've consistently got Broodmoth on turn 4. I think Broodmoth is a great card. Yeah, now we can't easy prey that, so that sucks. We can't extinction event it. So that's good, I guess. So because we can't easy prey, we'll probably cycle that in turn. It's got death touch too, dang. Oh dang, okay. We're getting a little obscene here. We're gonna have to extinction event next turn. Which feels bad, but... Okay, resolve that one. So they made it a odd, which actually helps us a little bit. If we want to take the damage. We could get greedy and take the damage. Stack cycling. Okay. So we can extinction event now, or we can play Luminous Broodmoth, take the 4 next turn, get a little greedy, and then extinction event for odds, provided he doesn't mutate again. I think we go for the greed play since it's our last turn, or our last game. Let's do it. Plus I want to see that animation again. Love that animation. Okay, never mind. Now we're in a really crap situation because we can't really do anything about this. Yeah, I guess we just do even, or we go odd. It's not going to super help us here. We didn't draw into land. I discarded a land thinking I was going to draw more. Probably should have discarded something else. Yeah, it's a 3-for-1, but he's also hit me like 3 times with that creature, so he gets Ventusaur back to probably cycle it. Yeah, it's pretty good. 3 mana, draw a card. Mill yourself for 3. I don't know if it's super worth it, but so unfortunately we could play Lurking Deadeye, I guess. It says a blocker. If he mutates it though, it's going to be a problem. This has Death Touch, so I think we play this instead. Yeah, let's do that. It's going to de-incentivize him attacking. Do you have anything that gives it vigilance? No, we have a creature with vigilance. Well, we have to do the block. It's probably going to give it indestructible until end of turn. Oh, no. He doesn't have that, I guess. That's a big boy. It doesn't have trample, but it can't be blocked by power 2 or less, so. Guess we play Rescuer. We can cycle Ventusaur should we need it. We can at least block with Rescuer. Oh my god. Biolante. So whenever this creature mutates, return any number of target creature cards with total power 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Good God. We're gonna cycle in response. I forgot we get a dude off that. Not really sure why he chose to put it underground, but that's fine. Thank God it doesn't have trample. I think I need to go wide at this point. I can't even attack back. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Next turn I could. 4/2 threatens that. And we didn't get any like legendary creature to play with on that. Guess we go to combat, no attacks. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Threw up in my mouth just a little bit when he played that. Yeah. It's sadly I need to play. I can't play Lurking Deadeye post combat because we'll die. So So we need to play it now. Oh, and it has lifelink too. Disgusting. Good God. Well, I mean, we can mutate and draw a card. Oh, we can't even mutate and draw a card. Yeah, we'll let him finish it out first. Good God, man. Maroma, good sealed. Not much to do about that. Okay. We're gonna take a quick break, guys, and then we are gonna be like real quick break if you're watching this live, and then we'll be back very soon with some constructed. So stay tuned.